Joined by Jeremy Chinn, fourth year, the Carolina Panthers, fourth year in the pros. Jeremy, does that sound hard to
Yeah, man.
believe? Does it sound like four? Sound like eight? Only been a year? What's it felt like for you?
Yeah. Man, time flies. Just to think that I'm entering my fourth year is definitely a blessing. Uh, just to be able to have three under my belt. But no, I view it as definitely a blessing, a huge opportunity going forward.
I'm sure it's something, Jeremy, you have been asked a ton, but take me back to when you're on campus in 2017 and you're around a guy like Chase Allen, when you're around a guy like Ryan Neal, when you're around Craig James, when you see that talent
Yeah.
surrounding you. Did all of you have any inkling that you were all going to be pros and have that chance at some point in time for each of you?
Yeah. I mean, for me, being able to be a freshman and playing with some of those guys, Chase especially, he was a senior as I was a freshman. So him getting that opportunity, I think he went to Miami or whatever, and just seeing him, be able to perform at the next stage and be able to take it there, I was just like, yeah, like he made it from here. I know my opportunity is going to come. I just got to continue to handle my business here at Southern. But no, those guys definitely set the standard, and they definitely open the door for guys like me.
I know Madre transferred in the next year. Of course, all of you guys have been fighting and staying in the league. What has it meant, Jeremy, to see, especially a lot of DBs, guys on the secondary on that side of the ball, be able to stick and have success professionally? Like, how much does that carry weight? Because there's a lot of big schools too that don't even necessarily get that much attention, especially at that one spot.
Yeah, it's huge. I know it's something that we all take a lot of pride in. Like anytime I'm playing Ryan Neal, we definitely make sure we link up after the game. We'll text each other throughout the week, like, man, like good luck this week, whatever. Like, I hope you play great, but I hope you lose, whatever it may be. We had a joint practice with the Jets a couple weeks ago, so I was able to see Craig James, and we were able to chop it up and just say like, hey, man, like we still in this thing, we're still out here. So it's something we take a lot of pride in.
You've had, of course, so much personal success, Jeremy, not just in the NFL and getting an opportunity, but even during your time here. But it wasn't like everything was gravy. You had your not only personal adversity, but of course, team adversity and fighting through to get Coach Hill to where this program is at now consistently. How did your
Yeah.
college experience and fighting through, whether it was those tough losing seasons to your last year, thinking you got a chance to go to the postseason and not go and not get that call. And that's how your career ended. How did all of those
Yeah.
things help toughen you up for what is now the ultimate test in professional football in the NFL?
Yeah, no, for real. There was definitely a lot of adversity, throughout my college career from some of the seasons that we had there, but also personally, battling through injuries and things that I had to go through just as an individual being in Southern Illinois. So, all those things, all the adversity, it's definitely shaped me into the person that I am now. And I take those things, I'm able to learn from them. I feel like it helped shape me who I am and really just understanding like the importance of taking care of my body and being able to be out on the field um and just really just appreciating the spot that I'm in now and really, not taking it for granted.
Of course, for you now, still with the Panthers, Coach Wright comes in, mostly an offensive guy, but Coach Avero has had so much success as a defensive coordinator, highly regarded as one of the best defensive minds in the league. What have you learned from him? Taken from him? I know you're making a little bit of a position switch, but what have you enjoyed about his new scheme, his new system that you're excited to play in this fall?
Yeah, Avero's been great. As you said before, like he's had a lot of success in his league. So just being able to have like that knowledge in the room and being able to just learn from, someone like Avero. Like he wants his defense to look a certain way, and he allows his players to play to their strengths, and he allows me to play to my strengths. And so really, his defense, yeah, we want it to look the way he wants it to look, but it's definitely a team effort. It's a collaboration in this defense. So being able to have that and have that perspective from him, it's been huge.
You were really a hybrid type position here and were utilized in so many different ways. Is that,
Yeah.
I mean, I understand it probably is different from how you were used here to how you're going to be used this coming year. But is there some maybe more similarities than maybe would understand for you?
Yeah, there'll definitely be some overlap between some of the things I'll do this year and what I did back in college. Um, and I'm sure they see those things as well, the things that, are in my toolbox that they'll be able to, call on Sundays. So I'm definitely excited for it. I definitely feel comfortable. It's a lot of things that I've done before, but there's also a lot of new things that, I'll be stepping into a new role as well. So I'm also excited for that and for that challenge and to step up to it.
Jeremy, let's talk about some of the guys that are still on this roster that you played with. Specifically, one guy that is getting many comparisons to you is PJ Jules. When you first met PJ, when he was a freshman that came on the roster, what were your
Yeah.
initial impressions of him and what you thought maybe his potential, his ceiling could be?
Yeah, I remember the day I met PJ. He was so quiet. I remember Coach Hill and Marty Rogers. He was talking to me. They were talking to me about him, and really just kind of took him under my wing. He always asked a lot of questions, so I knew just from that alone, like he'd be a sponge. He'd be able to, soak up any knowledge that he could take from it. So, I saw that potential right there, and that he's going to be special. He's athletic, of course. Obviously. So I'm definitely excited to see him ball this year. I know he's gotten some recognition, some preseason recognition. It's definitely deserved. So I'm excited to see him ball out.
How neat is it, Jeremy, to see not just PJ, of course, be one of the main contributors, but Branson Combs too. He was a receiver when you were on the roster, but now
Yeah,
he's
he was.
starting linebacker. Just to
Yeah,
see all those familiar faces, I think about 6 guys are still on the roster that play with you. But I mean, Branson was a receiver when you were here, but now you got PJ Branson. Those are two, probably they are the 2 biggest
yeah.
cornerstones of this defense now.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Like you said, Branson was a receiver when I was there, so I didn't see the defensive side, but I'm excited to watch those on Saturdays too.
Did you ever go one on one with him in a practice at all when it was one on ones that you can remember?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I can't remember.
Maybe he was a guy where you're like, I'm not going to waste a rep on him.
Yeah, it was probably, probably.
Probably something along those lines. You probably won't want to
Yeah,
rep now, Jerry. I mean, now of course being a linebacker, he still likes to
yeah,
tout his offensive skill from time to time. But just Jeremy,
yeah,
whether it's, I know everyone's always got a connection to a school, and I know Mike Reese has asked you multiple times what Southern has meant to you, what Coach Hill has meant to you, what this program has meant to you. But as you attack each and every day, how much do you just fall back on your time here? How much your time here has meant to you? What Saluki fans have meant to you throughout just your life and continuing now into your professional life?
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a big part of who I am. Um, I mean, even now, like when I'm talking to guys and we're in the locker room, whatever, like I'll always bring up the Salukis. Like I'll never leave it out. I'll never, shame down from it. Like I went to small school, like I graduated, like I'm a Saluki, through and through. Um, and so now it's definitely something that means a lot to me. I remember coming out of high school. It was, one of the first offers that I had. Actually, it was the first offer that I had. So just from that point on, it's always had a special place in my heart, and I knew that I wanted to give back so much to the school. One, just for believing in me, and I feel like I'll always be indebted for that.
Jeremy, there's many reasons we wanted to talk to you. One, before the start of the season, see how you're doing, getting prepared. But of course, on Saturday, now those that are listening to this on radio won't be able to see the visual effect of this, but you have bobbleheads that are be given away on
Yeah.
Saturday. What was your reaction when you saw this for the first time? And it's something that SIU was going to do for the first game.
Yeah. Coach Hill had texted me and said we're gonna do it, and I saw him uh, online on Twitter or whatever. So I was like, man, that's super cool. Definitely a lot of love right there. And the bobbleheads are dope. Like it actually looks like me. It's got the eye black. It's got my tattoo on there. So and it's super cool. I really don't even have the words for it. It's something I never really even dreamt of or thought of being even a possibility. So just to be able to have that and be able to get the fan support throughout, giving out my bobbleheads and things like that, man, it means a lot to me for sure.
How long's the eye black thing been a tradition? What started it for you? Was it just something that you thought, I'm just gonna do, or it just happened something
Yeah.
to do all the time?
Yeah, I think I started the eye black thing probably my freshman year at Southern Illinois, and really I was always a big Honey Badger Tyrann Matthew fan, so I would always watch his highlights before college games, before games on Saturday, and it would really just turn me up. So I was like, I'm gonna just throw the eye black on like he always wore it, and then ever since then I was like, I got to keep it on. Like I've been balling, I can't take it off now. So yeah, it'll stick probably as long as I'm playing.
Well, it's worked for you, Jeremy. So don't stop. Don't change anything. It's worked just fine for you, Jeremy. Even though I wasn't here at SIU, been in the Valley for 7 years. It was so much fun to watch you, even from an opposing view. Now being here at Southern, it's great to have you, of course, still as a Saluki and still supporting. We wish you the best this year. Thanks so much for the time and good luck. Have a great year this year, Jeremy.
Thank you, Luke. I appreciate that. Let's go do it.